joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. A former sheriff in northern Arkansas won't serve as deputy in a neighboring county after at least one official expressed concerns of that. Carroll County Sheriff Randy Mayfield said Friday that he had heard and respects the concerns about hiring former Benton County Sheriff Kelly Cadrick. Some of the concerns came from the local prosecutor, as Sheriff Cadrick was accused of falsifying payroll request forms and telling his assistant to lie about the investigation. He pled no contest in the tampering charge and was sentenced to 6 months of unsupervised probation. Mayfield said he spoke with Cadrick and they agreed it's the best interest of all that Cadrick not be a deputy in Carroll County. The state commission voted 4-3 last month to allow Cadrick to keep his certification in law enforcement. Corin Jamel Johnson of Flippin has entered a not guilty plea to charges stemming from a heated verbal exchange at North Fork metal fabricating business September 22nd, during which he flashed a handgun tucked into his waistband of his shorts. The 24-year-old Johnson is charged with terroristic threatening. According to the probable cause affidavit filed in that case, Johnson and the victim had been involved in a prior confrontation which turned physical on September the 20th and sent Johnson to the hospital. When Johnson came to the North Fork business on September 22nd, a heated verbal exchange again broke out between Johnson and the man involved in the initial altercation. It was during the encounter that Johnson lifted his shorts to show he had a handgun in the waistband of his shorts. According to the probable cause affidavit, Johnson admitted to showing the victim the firearm to deter any further physical altercation between the two at the early encounter. William Seth Sweatman was given 6 years probation after pleading guilty to possession of drug paraphernalia. A cracked windshield and a quick change of drivers led to Sweatman's arrest on September 14th. According to the probable cause affidavit, an Arkansas state trooper reported that a male was driving the vehicle with a single female as a passenger when he first spotted the vehicle. The car turned into a Triangle Citgo station and parked. As the vehicle pulled out of the parking lot, the trooper conducted a traffic stop and saw the female had switched places and was then driving the vehicle. The 20-year-old Sweatman had a suspended license because of driving while intoxicated charges, and the woman was hoping to keep him out of further trouble. Stephen Howell of Rural Mountain Home who struck his wife in the head with a Bible and threatened her father with a large kitchen knife, pled guilty to charges against him stemming from the incident, including aggravated assault, and was given 5 years of probation. The preferred charges were not brought against Howell, however, and Baxter County deputies said that North Fork police were answering the call. They saw Howell standing on the front porch of the residence holding a Bible and was reported hollering and screaming. Victims and witnesses reported the 41-year-old Howell had allegedly assaulted his wife and chased her down the road. She called for help and her father came to the scene. Howell was reported to have gone into the residence, retrieved a knife, came back outside brandishing the weapon in what was described as an aggressive manner and threatened to kill the father. Howell had to be forced into the back of a patrol unit and continued to scream Jesus was coming to take him away, but instead a deputy took him to the Baxter County Detention Center. Well, the fall enrollment figures are now out for North Arkansas College, and even though the head count is down, the college's president feels there's no cause for alarm thanks to the rise in the number of credit hours taken. Dr. Randy Esters told the Board of Trustees that they have some pretty good idea of why the head count is down, and they're remedying some of the issues now. Esters says they fully anticipate the number coming up because of those fixes. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Check out this week's deals at Edwards Grocery Quick. They'll be going fast. Selected varieties, bird's eye vegetables, only 99 cents. USDA ground chuck, only $2.89 in the family pack. Selected varieties, Hunt snack pack puddings or juicy gels, only 99 cents. Missouri Red Delicious or Jonathan apples, 5 pounds for $2.99. And selected varieties, Hunt's pasta sauces, only 89 cents. The Townhouse Cafe in downtown Harrison is offering a great reason to wake up on Saturday mornings. Their incredible brunch. Starting at 7 a.m., you can enjoy all of your traditional breakfast favorites or some of these decadent dishes. Eggs Benedict, featuring an English muffin topped with ham, 2 eggs, made any way you like, and topped with fresh-made hollandaise sauce. Plus, you'll also get your choice of hash browns or home fries. Perhaps something even more delectable. Townhouse Cafe's fabulous U.S. farm-raised butterfly trout grilled with a drizzle of hollandaise sauce, 2 eggs any way you like, hash browns or home fries, and either a biscuit or toast on the side. Absolutely delicious. Saturday brunch at the Townhouse Cafe in downtown Harrison.
You're at the party, having a great time. Your kids are on the dance floor, shaking it for all they're worth. Then you hear it.
That word that even your children know better than to use. Yeah, that word. So you think, doesn't the DJ know better? Man, my kids heard that. I'm Matt Duncan. I own and operate Artistry Entertainment DJ service. I'm also a daddy. We never play questionable lyrics when kids are present. Ever. ArtistryEntertainment.rocks. Yes, we get paid to party, and we take it seriously.
Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
Killings and non-fatal shootings in Arkansas's capital city have declined since Little Rock police beefed up patrols about 6 weeks ago. Little Rock's police chief Keaton Butner says the increased visibility of police is a contributing factor, but officials stopped short of saying that the decline is solely because of the additional patrols. Arkansas State Police increased patrols on August the 14th, and Little Rock Police began working its extra patrols on August 18th. The police department's data indicates that in 40 days since Little Rock only had 2 homicides and 11 non-fatal shootings. But in the 40 days prior to the patrols, Little Rock recorded 13 homicides and 22 non-fatal shootings. Little Rock police have not reported a homicide since August the 20th. More than 60% of Arkansas is considered to be in some form of a drought. Meteorologists say the state is on the brink of a flash drought situation. Flash drought occurs when warm, dry conditions and evaporating soil moisture happens quickly over the same period of time. The U.S. Drought Monitor compiles weekly drought information across the country and says conditions in Arkansas are deteriorating rapidly. According to the monitor, 60% of the state is considered to be in abnormally dry conditions, meaning the area's rainfall is 1 to 2 inches less than average for a 30-day period. The only area free from drought is eastern Arkansas, which saw heavy rains, which remnants of Hurricane Harvey moved across in the early part of the month. The U.S. Department of Education says fewer Arkansans with federal student loans are defaulting on those loans. The data that was released by the agency shows that the default rate of Arkansans who didn't make payments on their student loans within 3 years of graduating dropped between 2013 and 2014. Arkansas had nearly 44,000 borrowers who started repayments October 1 of 2012, and 6,100 had defaulted at that time. In 2014, that number dropped to just over 5,100. Authorities say 2 guards assaulted by inmates at the Arkansas prison have been released from the hospital, while an officer attacked at a separate facility remains hospitalized. Arkansas Department of Corrections spokesperson Solomon Graves says that a guard who suffered multiple lacerations after being attacked by several inmates at the Varner unit a day earlier has been discharged from the hospital. A second guard who had suffered a single unspecified injury was treated and released on Thursday night. Graves said a guard who was assaulted by an inmate at the maximum security unit in Tucker on Thursday is still hospitalized. That officer suffered multiple injuries to the face and the head. The attacks are among a string of violent disturbances at Arkansas prisons in the last several months. A town in southern Arkansas is building a $100 million arts and entertainment district with the hope that it can return to its glory from a century ago. El Dorado, Arkansas was a boom town after oil was discovered nearby, but it has lost a quarter of its population since 1980. The 18,000 people who remain have raised their sales and property taxes in the past decade with an eye toward boosting economic development. The new Murphy Arts District opens this weekend, with the concerts by Ludacris and Brad Paisley, along with ZZ Top, Smokey Robinson, and others. The entertainment area has been a 2,000-seat auditorium and an 8,000-seat amphitheater, plus restaurants and playground areas. Before we take a look at the weather forecast as we move through the work week, here's the way the stock market ended today. Happened today. It was warm out there, 86 degrees this afternoon under mostly sunny skies, about the same as we endured over the weekend. Again, we need rain desperately. Keep your fingers crossed. Looks like we may actually get some rain opportunities as we move through the work week. A cold front's going to move to the north of us and bring in some moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico, and hopefully the combination of two will give us some rainfall that we need. As we talked in one of our news stories, we are in a severe drought situation through most of the state. Here's the way it looks moving through the work week. Tomorrow, pretty good chance, unless something changes out there, that we may have some rain in the area. High in the afternoon of 78 degrees, about 80% chance of scattered thunderstorms. Moving on through the work week, on Wednesday, light rain expected part of the day, 80 degrees, and again 70% chance. Rain forecast continues into Thursday with showers in parts of the viewing area, 82 degrees, 40% chance. And likewise on Friday, showers in parts of the viewing area, 79 degrees, 40% chance. And even going into the weekend right now, they're calling for scattered thunderstorms on Saturday afternoon, 75 degrees and about 60% chance. So if you put all those percentages together, not a high percentage, but better than we've had, and hopefully we'll get some rainfall again. Boy, much needed. And if we don't get some pretty soon, I would assume that you're going to see burn bans for many of the counties in our viewing area. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. Take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of a community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There is one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a crucial commitment to their community because just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud. Harrison has a Health Mart now. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, on the square in downtown Harrison. Health Mart, caring for you and about you. A hint of autumn is in the air, and the staff at Sisters Flower and Gift Shop invite you to stop in and browse their selection of new fall and holiday gift ideas. Check out their expanded line of baby and toddler clothes, sleepwear, toy items, and accessories. For you Razorback fans, Sisters has a good selection of mugs, trays, banners, and carry bags. From fall and holiday floral arrangements, unique centerpieces, colorful wall decor, or exquisite serving pieces and accessories, Sisters has just the right item for any occasion. Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. We are so much more than flowers.
I'm Randall. I work at the on-site lab at Dental Creations on the square at Harrison. Working with Dr. Wanda is great. She's taught me a lot and showed me a lot, and she gives us the freedom to get one-on-one with the patient. If there's a problem, we can actually come out of the back and do what's best for the patient. Having this on-site lab here with the doctors, that's really nice.
Dental Creations on the square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
Yellville Summit picked up its first win under the direction of head coach Lucas Morris. The Panthers went on the road Friday night and defeated Greenland by a final of 49-28. Yellville Summit improves to 1-4 on the season, 1-1 in 3A1 conference play. They'll return to the Panther Field next week to take on Green Forest. Harrison Goblins were on the road. They went down to Clarksville, and it was almost like a basketball score. The score in that one, 60-6, as the Goblins thrashed Clarksville in the 5A West Conference action. Moving to college football, Austin Allen threw for a season-high 264 yards as Arkansas ended a two-game losing streak with a 42-24 win over New Mexico State on Saturday in Fayetteville. Allen finished 19 of 26 passing, threw 3 touchdowns, 2 to Jonathan Nance, for a Razorback team that entered the game having lost 4 of their last 5 ball games. Devon Wally led an Arkansas rushing attack with 119 yards on 19 carries. The Razorbacks finished with a season-high 494 yards of total offense, including 230 on the ground. Tyler Rogers completed 23 of 38 passes for 340 yards and a pair of touchdowns for the Aggies, while senior Jalen Scott finished with a career high, including 9 catches and 174 receiving yards. Hayden Hildebrand threw for 4 touchdowns as Central Arkansas jumped out to an early lead and held on for a 41-30 victory over Sam Houston State on Saturday. The Bears got on the board when Tremon Smith intercepted Jeremiah Briscoe on the first series, returning it 42 yards for the touchdown. Trayvon Walters had 2 touchdowns. Devont King returned an interception for another score, and Alabama A&M cruised to a 27-14 win over University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Alabama A&M, who is now 2-0 in the Southwestern Atlantic Conference, never trailed as King picked up Pine Bluff's Brandon Duncan on the third play of the ball game and returned it 23 yards for the TD. Terry Collins has announced that he is stepping down after a team record 7 seasons as manager of the New York Mets. Collins was the oldest manager in the majors and recently stated he had no plans to retire after this season, but he said yesterday that it was time for him to go. Under Collins' guidance, the Mets won the 2015 National League pennant and advanced to the 2016 wild card game. Well, that wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local